Kelek Electric was a Canadian company that manufactured electrical equipment, including panelboards. The company reportedly ceased operations in the 1990s. Many Kelek panelboards are still installed in buildings today. Original circuit breakers and other parts for Kelek panelboards may be difficult or impossible to find. It is recommended to set aside money for replacement of Kelek panelboards in the near future due to the lack of parts availability and potential safety concerns. Older Kelek panelboards may have safety concerns, including arc fault protection. Kelek panelboards installed before 2002 may not have arc fault circuit interrupters, also known as FSIs, or ground fault circuit interrupters, also known as GFCIs, which are required by modern electrical codes. Breakers from different manufacturers may not be compatible with Kelek panelboards. Electrical components degrade over time, and older panelboards may be susceptible to failures. When replacing Kelek panelboards, consider the following options. Firstly, upgrade to a newer panel. Replace the Kelek panelboard with a modern panel that meets current electrical codes and has readily available parts. Secondly, replace circuit breakers. If the Kelek panelboard is in good condition, consider replacing the circuit breakers with compatible breakers from a reputable manufacturer. However, keep in mind that parts availability may still be limited. Thirdly, install a sub-panel. Install a sub-panel next to the Kelek panelboard and use it to supply power to new circuits or areas of the building. Due to the potential safety concerns and the lack of parts availability, it is highly recommended to set aside money for a replacement of Kelek panelboards in the near future. Consult with a qualified electrician to determine the best course of action based on the specific conditions of the installation. When dealing with electrical panelboards, understanding the potential hazards and the evolution of safety standards is crucial. Here's a more detailed look at the key aspects related to Kelek panelboards and their replacement. Firstly, understanding the legacy of Kelek panelboards. Kelek Electric's panelboards were once a common installation in many buildings. However, with the company's closure in the 1990s, these panelboards are now considered legacy equipment. This means that while they may still be functional, obtaining replacement parts or finding compatible components can be challenging. The age of these panelboards also raises concerns about their ability to meet current safety standards. Secondly, the importance of arc fault circuit interrupters. FSIs are a critical safety feature in modern electrical systems. They are designed to detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. Arc faults can occur due to damaged wiring, loose connections, or other issues. Older Kelek panelboards, especially those installed before 2002, are unlikely to have FSIs. This means that they may not provide adequate protection against arc faults, increasing the risk of electrical fires. Modern electrical codes require FSIs in many circuits, particularly those serving living areas. Therefore, replacing an older Kelek panelboard with a newer model that includes FSIs is a significant safety upgrade. Thirdly, ground fault circuit interrupters. GFCIs are another essential safety feature, particularly in areas where water is present, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults, which occur when electricity flows through an unintended path to ground. This can happen if someone comes into contact with a live wire or a faulty appliance. GFCIs quickly interrupt the flow of electricity, preventing electric shock. Like FSIs, older Kelek panelboards may not have GFCIs, or they may not be installed in all the locations where they are currently required by code. Upgrading to a modern panelboard ensures that GFCIs are properly installed and provide adequate protection against electric shock. Fourthly, circuit breaker compatibility. Circuit breakers are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. When a circuit breaker trips, it interrupts the flow of electricity, preventing damage to wiring and equipment. It is essential to use circuit breakers that are specifically designed for the panelboard in which they are installed. Using incompatible breakers can lead to dangerous situations, such as the breaker not tripping when it should or the breaker overheating and causing a fire. Finding compatible circuit breakers for older Kelek panelboards can be difficult, as the original breakers may no longer be available. While some aftermarket breakers may be compatible, it is crucial to ensure that they are properly tested and certified for use in the Kelek panel board. Fifthly, age-related deterioration. Electrical components, like all materials, degrade over time. The insulation on wires can become brittle and crack, connections can loosen, and circuit breakers can become less reliable. These age-related issues can increase the risk of electrical failures and fires. Older Kelek panel boards are particularly susceptible to these problems, as they have been in service for many years. Regular inspections can help identify potential problems, but replacement is often the best solution to ensure long-term safety and reliability. Sixthly, replacement options. When replacing a Kelek panel board, there are several options to consider. Firstly, a complete panel board replacement involves removing the old Kelek panel board and installing a new panel board that meets current electrical codes. This is the most comprehensive solution and ensures that all components are up to date. Secondly, a circuit breaker replacement involves replacing the existing circuit breakers with new, compatible breakers. This can be a cost-effective solution if the panel board itself is in good condition. However, it is essential to ensure that the new breakers are properly tested and certified for use in the Kelek panel board. Thirdly, a sub-panel installation involves installing a new sub-panel next to the existing Kelek panel board. The sub-panel is then used to supply power to new circuits or areas of the building. This can be a good option if the existing Kelek panel board is not large enough to accommodate additional circuits. Seventhly, considerations for replacement. When deciding on the best course of action for replacing a Kelek panel board, several factors should be considered. Firstly, the age and condition of the existing panel board. If the panel board is very old or shows signs of deterioration, complete replacement is usually the best option. Secondly, the availability of compatible replacement parts. If it is difficult to find compatible circuit breakers or other components, complete replacement may be necessary. Thirdly, the current and future electrical needs of the building. If the building's electrical needs are likely to increase in the future, a larger panel board may be required. Fourthly, the cost of replacement. Complete panel board replacement can be expensive, but it is important to weigh the cost against the potential risks of continuing to use an outdated panel board. Eighthly, the importance of consulting a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is essential to consult a qualified electrician when dealing with panel boards. A qualified electrician can assess the condition of the existing Kelek panel board, recommend the best course of action for replacement, and perform the work safely and correctly. They can also ensure that the new panel board meets all applicable electrical codes and standards. Ninthly, electrical codes and standards. Electrical codes and standards are designed to ensure the safety of electrical installations. These codes and standards are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. When replacing a Kelek panel board, it is essential to ensure that the new panel board meets all current electrical codes and standards. This may include requirements for size, GFCIs, surge protection, and other safety features. Tenthly, surge protection. Surge protection devices, also known as SPD, are designed to protect electrical equipment from voltage surges. Voltage surges can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, or other electrical events. SPD divert the excess voltage away from sensitive electronic equipment, preventing damage. Modern panel boards often include built-in surge protection. If the existing Kelek panel board does not have surge protection, it is a good idea to add it when replacing the panel board. 11thly, labeling and documentation. Proper labeling and documentation are essential for maintaining a safe and reliable electrical system. All circuits should be clearly labeled, and a circuit directory should be provided. This makes it easy to identify the correct circuit breaker when troubleshooting electrical problems. It is also important to keep records of all electrical work that has been performed, including panel board replacements, circuit breaker replacements, and other repairs. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance and troubleshooting. 12thly, energy efficiency. While replacing a panel board is primarily a safety upgrade, it can also improve energy efficiency. Modern panel boards are often designed to minimize energy losses and improve the overall efficiency of the electrical system. Upgrading to a more energy-efficient panel board can save money on electricity bills and reduce the building's carbon footprint. 13thly, future-proofing when replacing a panel board. It is important to consider the future electrical needs of the building. This may involve installing a larger panel board with more circuit breakers or adding additional capacity for future expansion. It is also important to consider the potential for new technologies, such as electric vehicle charging stations or solar panels. By planning for the future, you can ensure that the electrical system will be able to meet the building's needs for many years to come. 14thly, maintenance of the new panel board. Once the new panel board is installed, it is important to perform regular maintenance to ensure that it continues to operate safely and reliably. This may include inspecting the panel board for signs of damage, tightening connections, and testing circuit breakers. Regular maintenance can help identify potential problems before they become serious and extend the lifespan of the panel board. 15thly, environmental considerations. When disposing of the old Kelek panel board, it is important to follow proper environmental procedures. Panel boards may contain hazardous materials such as lead and mercury, which must be disposed of properly. Contact a local recycling center or hazardous waste disposal facility for information on how to dispose of the old panel board safely. 16thly, the importance of ongoing electrical safety. Electrical safety is an ongoing process, not just a one-time event. It is important to regularly inspect the electrical system for potential hazards and to address any problems promptly. This includes checking for damaged wiring, loose connections, and overloaded circuits. It is also important to educate building occupants about electrical safety and to encourage them to report any potential hazards. 17thly, retrofitting vs replacement. In some cases, instead of a full replacement, retrofitting the Kelek panel board might seem like a viable option. This could involve replacing only the necessary components, such as the circuit breakers, while leaving the original enclosure and bus bars in place. However, this approach has several drawbacks. Firstly, compatibility issues. As mentioned earlier, finding compatible circuit breakers for Kelek panel boards can be challenging. Even if you find breakers that physically fit, they may not be designed to work with the specific busbar configuration and electrical characteristics of the panel board. This can lead to unreliable performance and potential safety hazards. Secondly, limited lifespan. Even if you successfully retrofit the panel board with new components, the underlying infrastructure is still old and may be nearing the end of its lifespan. The enclosure could be corroded, the bus bars could be damaged, and the wiring could be brittle. These issues can lead to electrical failures and safety hazards, negating the benefits of the retrofit. Thirdly, code compliance. Retrofitting a panel board may not bring it up to current electrical code requirements. Modern codes often mandate specific safety features, such as size and GFCIs, which may be difficult or impossible to integrate into an older panel board. This can leave the building vulnerable to electrical fires and shocks. Fourthly, warranty and liability. When you retrofit a panel board with non-original components, you may void the original manufacturer's warranty and assume liability for any problems that arise. This can be a significant risk, especially if the retrofit is not performed by a qualified electrician. 18thly, the advantage of new panel board technologies. Modern panel boards offer a range of advanced features that can improve safety, reliability, and energy efficiency. These features include, firstly, smart circuit breakers. Smart circuit breakers provide real-time monitoring of circuit performance, allowing you to identify potential problems before they lead to failures. They can also be remotely controlled, allowing you to turn off circuits from a smartphone or computer. Secondly, energy monitoring. Energy monitoring systems track energy consumption at the circuit level, providing valuable insights into how energy is being used in the building. This information can be used to identify opportunities for energy savings. Thirdly, surge protection. As mentioned earlier, modern panel boards often include built-in surge protection, which can protect sensitive electronic equipment from voltage surges. Fourthly, arc fault and ground fault protection. Modern panel boards are designed to meet current electrical code requirements for size and GFCIs, providing enhanced protection against electrical fires and shocks. Fifthly, Remote monitoring and control. Some modern panel boards can be remotely monitored and controlled over the internet, allowing you to manage the electrical system from anywhere in the world. This can be particularly useful for managing electrical systems in remote or unmanned locations. 19thly, understanding the cost of replacement. While the initial cost of replacing a Kelek panelboard may seem high, it is important to consider the long-term benefits. These benefits include: firstly, improved safety. A new panelboard will provide enhanced protection against electrical fires and shocks, reducing the risk of injuries and property damage. Secondly, increased reliability. A new panelboard will be more reliable than an older panelboard, reducing the likelihood of electrical failures and downtime. Thirdly, reduced energy costs. A new panelboard may be more energy efficient than an older panelboard, saving money on electricity bills. Fourthly, increased property value. A new panelboard can increase the value of the property, making it more attractive to potential buyers. Fifthly, peace of mind. Knowing that the electrical system is safe and up to date can provide peace of mind for building owners and occupants. 20thly, steps to take before replacement. Before replacing a Kelek panelboard, it is important to take the following steps. Firstly, consult with a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician can assess the condition of the existing panelboard, recommend the best course of action for replacement, and perform the work safely and correctly. Secondly, obtain permits and approvals. Depending on local regulations, you may need to obtain permits and approvals before replacing the panelboard. Your electrician can help you with this process. Thirdly, schedule the work carefully. Replacing a panelboard can disrupt electrical service to the building, so it is important to schedule the work carefully to minimize downtime. Fourthly, notify building occupants. Notify building occupants in advance of the planned outage so they can make arrangements to minimize disruption. Fifthly, prepare for the outage. Unplug sensitive electronic equipment before the outage to protect it from power surges. By following these steps, you can ensure that the panelboard replacement process goes smoothly and safely.